Welcome back to Alphablocked. It's going to be an interesting episode this time. Not too much in the unlocking skilling department. More of gear and questing. Starting off with some gear. Grab out our 206,000 coins, which is doing nicely for us. There's a whole bunch of stuff over here. We can't have any of those things. As you might expect, we're starting off with an item that starts with A. That's how this works. We're getting an amulet. Eternal Glory? How much does this cost? 36 million gold. Wow, that's a lot. No. Not that one. Now how do you spell? Amulet of Glory. Might as well get the 4. We can't recharge this, so 4 emergency teleports is something, I guess. I mean, realistically, we can use the teleports, sell the uncharged one, buy a new charged one. We get a whole bunch of glories. Eventually we can get this in our house. There's all sorts of plans coming. Look at those stats. We didn't have anything in this slot before. Now plus 10 to all accuracies, 3 defense, 6 strength, 3 prayer. It's a very good amulet. Very worthwhile getting that. That is a significant upgrade to all 3 combat styles. And it was super easy to get. Because it just costs money. Okay. A fine start to the episode. We're going to take our glory with us, because we look all fancy, and head off to go get something less useful than an amulet of glory, but completely necessary for the progression of our account. We are back at the fishing platform to pick up another quest necessary item. It's broken glass. Oh boy. Super exciting. Very nice. Eventually, we will use this to start a fire here. But we need to pick up those... Can we see them from here? Yep. Damp sticks. Unfortunately, there is a letter between B and D. So let's go unlock that. Here's the perfect sea item. Using our adamant pickaxe, we can easily mine copper ore. This is also a very good place to mine copper. Not as good as the tin that's right over there, but still. When you can see your mining location and the bank location at the same time, you know things are going pretty well. Now, I don't technically need to mine a whole bunch of copper right now, but I'm kind of feeling it. So we're going to mine a decent bit of copper. Eventually this will be useful. And it's worth something. Just a little bit. Not a good money-making method, I wouldn't say, but with our adamant pickaxe, we're making quick work of these rocks. So, you'll just mine, I don't know, some. We'll see. Mined up 140 copper ore. And we got a mining level. So that's nice. Eventually we'll probably make bronze bars, or unlock the ability to have bronze bars. But you never know. Things could go any number of ways, so we'll take it when we get there. One step at a time. Here in the unnecessarily complicated alphabet-based challenge series. Anyways, we've got a trek back to where we were before to unlock another quest item. We already talked about it. It shouldn't be a surprise. We keep on returning to the fishing platform. And it's going to be a few more times, I'm pretty sure. But here is damp sticks. They're damp. That's about it. Making good progress in the sea slug quest. Doesn't have too many items, so we're making our way through it. The end reward is completely worth this being one of the quests that we're focusing on. Damp sticks? I guess the next question is, do we bother bringing the damp sticks back from the bank next time we try to do this? I think we might be able to get away with not having to return to the fishing platform when we get to the next item in the list for sea slug. But we'll see. Either way, making good progress there. And we now return to the first quest that we started doing, making huge progress in Druidic Ritual. We got the raw rat meat from last time. We're climbing down, going back to the Cauldron of Thunder again to get this enchanted. Because that is our next E item. With this, we are 3 out of 4 for the enchanted meats for Druidic Ritual. So we are oh so very close to unlocking the Herblore skill. Exactly 1 round from right now, when we enchant the final meat. That should be it. So that's very good. Moving swiftly along to the F letter. We could get a fishing rod right now, but we still haven't finished sea slug. And we don't have anything raw that we could fish unlocked, because they're doing the whole Druidic Ritual thing. So we're going to get something else. Not useful yet, but in time, we will get some value out of having in our possession a face mask. Eventually we'll have to fight some dust devils, and we can use this to get a Slayer helm. So that's just very much worth getting at some point. And now we have it. Can we wield this? Yes, we can. Any stats on this? No. Thematically appropriate, though. I'm going to kit up in our best melee combat gear to collect the next item. These Zamorak monks really do not stand any chance against this absolute beast. We got the golden key. I don't know why I brought so much food. Obviously don't need that. Quite substantially overkill for fighting a level 30. But this golden key is not the key that opens this door. For that, we need to go downstairs and swap it for a different key. Unfortunately, yet again, there is a letter in the way. So instead of being able to stay here and continue doing the quest, we're back to Varrock to get another piece of ham equipment. Another one that is actually useful in the first quest, we're going to be getting the ham robe bottoms. Should be easy enough. I don't think that any of the ham items are going to be incredibly expensive, like what ended up happening with the Zamorak full helm. So we will placeholder the golden key. I guess that means we're going to have to bank the iron key before we come back. Yeah, well, we'll deal with that later. Money. Grand exchange. Ham robe bottoms. This will go very nicely with our ham robe top and our ham cloak. Except for the whole doesn't really have stats thing. So placeholder. It's coming together. Now we need to go back to the temple at Patadermis. There is the iron key that we need. So we're just going to switch this in. And there it is. Now I'm not entirely sure whether unlocking the door consumes the iron key. So we're just going to go make things unnecessarily complicated. As is what we do here. And bank placeholder the iron key for no reason. And then we will head back and free Drezel. Kinda. Hey, Drezel. I'm finally back. I just had to make a trip to make sure that I always have an iron key in my bank. At least until we have to delete placeholders. But there it goes. Iron key is gone. Unlikely we would ever be able to reclaim that item, so. I found the key. I can open the door. And now, the next problem. He is trapped in here. So we need to deal with it. But that requires items. Unsurprisingly. So, you sit tight. The door is unlocked. But you can't leave. And I'll be back later. Next up, 2 items. Very similar. We have infiltrated into the jail area in the fight arena. And this guy, who has the keys, wants a very specific beverage. Cali Brew. We don't have that, so instead, I'm just going to chug a jug of wine in front of him. Unlocking the jug. Now we are free to use wine wherever we want it. It heals more than salmon. It costs less than salmon. It gives negative attack levels. So, probably not when we're fighting with melee combat, but for things like agility or thieving or what have you, very useful. And now, we're just going to go pick up that Cali Brew he wants. 5 coins for it. Yay. Now, we could give it to him, but I don't feel like it. So we're not going to. He gets to wait for us to come back in 1 round before he gets his drink. Next up, it's an item that starts with L. It's not going to be particularly useful right now, but I think it should be good. get this out of the way. Leather gloves. Useful for a few things. And they've got incredibly mediocre stats. I'm pretty sure our void gloves are significantly better. Oh yeah, look how much stats those have. Wow. And they don't even have any negatives, so the void gloves are just straight up better in all situations. But there's a few things where you need leather gloves, so having them is worthwhile. Let's slap some stuff into here. I, J, K, L. Working very well. Another item, potentially more useful than leather gloves. Useful for quests, and depending on how things go, potentially crafting training. Molten glass. Effectively, we get to skip the whole seaweed, soda ash, buckets of sand thing to get to this point. So that's a plus. Don't know how profitable just blowing the glass would be. At 108 coins each, and you can only make, like, vials. I mean, how much is an unpowered orb anyways? Just future information here. Let's do some research on the fly. 90. That's a loss. But might be faster crafting experience than bowstrings, or definitely faster than wool at any rate. So, molten glass. Again, useful in quite a few quests. A good item to add to our repertoire. Next up, we're going to bring the leather gloves, just in case the void gloves don't actually work for this. I'm going to check. Before we do this, let's check. Nope. It is a do-it-yourself kind of deal. We've got these gloves. And we're going to need to use these gloves to pick up some needles. Eventually, we're going to make these into needle tea for Ghost Ahoy, I think. Might be a few quests where you did this, but at any rate, looked like everything was untradeable in this whole line of items, so yep, void gloves work to pick up needles. It's going to be a lot of items to progress down the needle tea route, but we've got the first one, so that's good. I think it's time to go pick up some orbs. Khazard's forces here are really slacking, because they refused to repair the crumbled wall after we shot it with a ballista. I've come for the orb. I'll never let you take it. This hits us a few times. Doesn't stop us at all. Yoink. Oh, you want me to get out of here? Fine, I will. Later. It's just as easy as that to grab yourself an orb of protection. Super convenient. You love to see it. There's pineapples all over the ground over here. Somebody has done a farming run. Well, that's fun. We can go turn in this orb And I'm sure everything's going to be fine. Hey, King Bolrin. I got that orb you wanted. It's too late. Everybody's dead. They took the other orbs. But I can go get the orbs back. They're very insistent on, oh, it's time to go get the orbs. Quick, get out of here and go get the orbs. Immediately goes and does something else for a while. I'm sure my procrastinating collecting the first orb was not directly resulting in everyone being slaughtered in the village. So I'm just gonna head out. Yep. They'll be fine. It's not like they're still completely unprotected. Because our guys could come back at any moment. Ah, I didn't bank the orb, did I? Well, oops. Can't get that back. I think we can probably safely not have placeholders for items we can't get back. But I did want to see the entire selection of items from each round at least. So we messed that up a little bit. That's unfortunate. Rest in peace, orb. You will be missed. Brings a tear to my eye. We're buying a pot now. Not an airtight pot. Not potions. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's difficult to find in the search there with all those different items with the word pot inside of them. Inconvenient, to say the least. Now, a pot by itself is not particularly useful. But, you know, now that we have a pot, that opens up the possibility of putting other things in pots. Or having things in pots and then getting the stuff out of the pot, because we'll still have a pot. So that's a plus. And on that note, it's time for Q. We can't get anything that starts with Q. Still the case. Eventually we will. Not right now. It'll happen eventually. Don't worry about it. Literally only 5 items. It's okay. Moving on for another bit of raw meat. This time from a bear. And with that, there is but one step left to completing Druidic Ritual. But that's next round. Now we're going to do something we haven't done any of yet. And it starts with S. Over here in Corrend, we have the Corrend favor system. We got a little bit of favor in Hosidius, doing some plowing, which apparently can give farming and crafting experience, but we didn't get any in the first couple we did. So technically that's a way to train those skills, but my goodness would it be slow. We might do a little bit of that eventually, depending on how things progress. I mean, technically we could, no matter how slow it is, if it is possible, we could get our crafting up high enough. Get a farming XP? Yeah. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit. But for right now, I want to grab Shazian med packs. This will allow us to heal the soldiers and get ourselves some Shazian favor. realistically, we only need to get this to 5% before we can fight the lizardmen. But then there's the whole thing that we don't have any anti-poisons yet, so maybe we avoid that, maybe we don't. I'm just going to heal some guys for a little bit. Very easy. 2 inventories of Shazian med packs, and we're already over 5%. It's a very regular amount that you get. 0.1% per bandage. I don't have really much ambitions going further in Shazian right now. So I want to go try out these plows some more. See if we can't get a little bit of something going there. It's probably not going to be great. But that's what you need to do to start Hasidius anyways, so worth it. Well, there is our first farming level. So we can see over here, the XP rates here are pretty bad. Getting 700 farming and 1000 crafting XP an hour. So it's pretty bad. But when we have literally no unlocked crafting methods, and we don't even have a rake to do any farming, we don't really have too many options right now. This is a fairly AFK thing to do too. Just have to click whenever the plow gets broken. And just kind of goes back and forth. So I could do this for a while. I'm not entirely sure what other quests that give crafting experience we have coming up soon. And the sooner we unlock better crafting training methods, like, say, bowstrings, the better off we would be. So if we can get this up to 10, that'd be really good. So we might do that. Didn't anticipate doing this episode, but it literally only requires a hammer, so might as well. It's something. So there is 100% Hosidius favor. That's the thing that happened. We can contribute to the statue, so I guess that we can start the Architectural Alliance mini quest thing. That gives an XP lamp. That's pretty good. I figured there would be no real reason to unlock all the other favor activities. That's just mostly a waste of slots. So yeah, 100% Hosidius. We can play Tithe Farm. I guess we should. I think you need to walk in there one time to unlock the Tithe Farm. Then we can use the minigame teleport to get back here quicker. So that's good. That's useful at least. Also hope I'm running to the right place. To start this mini quest, I've been pushing a plow back and forth for a while. Yeah, there he is. Very good. No idea when we are going to do the rest of these. Technically, we could do Shazian right now. Ooh, Arceus could be a problem. It's all the library. That's super awkward. I don't know how that would actually work for me. Done. Mining sulfur, we can just do that the entire way. That's easy. Are we really gonna do the maintain the fishing nets for all of Piscarilius? Possibly. We might actually want to put our favor into Arceus here. So we only have to unlock the Dark Knowledge instead of all the different library books. That's probably the right choice. As annoying as, well, I guess we're going to have to test out how bad the repairing the nets and cranes thing is. Typically, that's the one you would skip with the Clan of Corrend favor certificate, but we're not gonna probably do that, I suppose. I think we still need nails, though, so Anyways, that got us up to 13 crafting and 12 farming. Again, horrific XP rates, but literally better than nothing, so whatever. Crafting, that gets us to where we need to be moving forward. Farming is still problematic. I was thinking maybe oak trees to Ranar seeds? I don't know. It's a real question of how farming is going to be a thing, but that is a problem for later. We can finally move on to the next letters. For our letter T this time, we're talking to Veos over here in Lumbridge. Going to go on a bit of a treasure hunt with this treasure scroll. Now, the first part requires a spade, which we do not have. So, we just have this treasure ready, waiting in the bank for us. Not the most important thing to do. X marks the spot. But it's something. Next up, continuing to the U, we're going to continue unlocking some uncut gems. Mostly just so we can pick them up off the ground. I don't really intend to use gem cutting as our crafting method, because that's actually expensive. And our money-making methods aren't really up to scratch for that. So, uncut emerald. Very good. And now we're back to V. Which, unsurprisingly, we are heading back to pest control. We've got the top, the legs, and the gloves. So we can get our first void set. And I'm thinking probably going to go melee. We use melee more than the others. We're already using most of the void melee as it is. So I think that's probably the right way to go. Plus, the only things that have any bonuses as far as offensive capabilities are not in the armor slots for us. So getting ourselves void is significantly better than like a Khazard helmet. I don't know. What even are the stats of void helmets? Probably better than this. And at that point, you might as well just take off the Zamorak plate legs and just go for the void set bonus. Because that would look even dumber wearing the void melee helm and not full void. So we'll probably just do that. It's going to be a little bit more than last time because the helms cost more than the gloves. But I'm sure we'll manage. Another 37,000 coins from playing Pest Control. And we can grab the Void Melee Helm. Very good. If I grab my Void legs out of the bank, we have full Void now. And that is an elite Western Province task. That's another thing we need to look into some more. The whole achievement diaries. We've got a lot on our plate as it is, so we'll start with this. Let's check the stats of this helmet. It's +6 in all defenses, compared to the Khazard helmet, which is worse. Alright, so the Void Melee Helm is now our best in slot range helm, because that's how things work here. Yeah, look, we got a set bonus now. Void Knight, Void Top robes, gloves, and melee helm. 10% bonus to your melee damage and accuracy. Fantastic. At the cost of a small amount of defense, that is absolutely worth it. That's going to be very good. Our mage setup is pretty decent, just full exertion. I think this is our best in slot range. And then we can take off the kite shield if we want to. Yeah, this is our ranged setup. Well, it's defensive, I guess, but wow. You see this guy rocking up, and you wonder, what is going on? That is just how this be. I'm going to rock my melee setup for the next thing we're doing. I'm feeling a bit like a warrior. Now to do something that pretty much nobody ever does. We want to get Warriors Guild tokens for eventually going for defenders. But we do not have a full set of metal armor to do the whole fighting the armor thing, which most people would do. So we get to come over here and play Whack-A-Mole. Each of these colors of dummy has a different setting on it. We need to remember which color is which. They always pop up in the same place. We got a pickaxe for giving us crush attacks for hitting this guy. Which one is brown? Brown is accurate. Okay. That's slash. He's gone. That's stab. That's aggressive. That's defensive. These are controlled, which, as far as I can tell, we have nothing that has controlled right now. Stab. Defensive? No, not. What's brown? Accurate. Okay. Slash. No, aggressive. It's both. Crush with the pickaxe. Aggressive. Crush. Aggressive. Controlled we don't have. Okay, so let's see how many tokens we get for all that. May I claim my tokens? 26. So that was about as much as fighting one of the armors. So This is obviously significantly slower, but to save myself a whole bunch of extra slots, I'd say it's worth it. Now, we can't really use these until we decide to unlock the Bronze Defender, so I don't need to do this right now, but it's available. Void Knight Helmet here. U, V, W. Very good. And we're going to need this helmet again. Well, we didn't really need any armor for this. In fact, it's probably a detriment to have brought armor because of all the running around. But we're going to probably go buy some more salmon, because the next thing we're doing might get a little bit out of hand. Here we are, back on Zaya, over here at the Lizardman Canyon. Had a few problems on the way over here. We've maxed out the Hasidius favor, which means we can access the Tide Farm. Except you need 34 farming for that, so we can't. And you need to actually go inside to unlock the minigame teleport. So that's out the window for now. For our next X item, we're going to make use of the fact that we got to 5% Shazian favor to come down here and fight Lizardmen. The goal is to get Zarek's Talisman. Now these guys are poisonous, so if we mess up and attack one that isn't attacking one of the soldiers, it's going to be problematic for us. And the talisman is fairly rare. And we can't pick up anything besides the very few items that we have unlocked. I probably won't bother with the regular bones here. Our prayer is a problem, but even still, burying regular bones just not very effective. I think I'd be better off waiting until we unlock something better. So I'm going to fight some lizardmen and try not to get poisoned. But I'm not getting my hopes up. Slight change of plan. We won't even be able to use the talisman until we get the Lizardman fangs anyways. And we're still going to be coming back here for more Shazian favor training. So, unlocking the Zushian fabric first feels like the right play. We'll be able to make some more money while we fight all these lizardmen later. Gives us something worth picking up while we work for the talisman. 790 coins for this. Not bad. And it was going to be a very quick unlock at some point anyways, so I'm not too fussed about waiting to get the talisman until next time. This was going to be one of the things where we need to unlock things if we can. And this is very cheap, so it wouldn't have been a problem anyways, but I'm sure eventually we're going to run into some issues. Whatever letter has an incredibly expensive thing and not many other items could be problematic for us. But we've got the fabric now, so I don't want to continue fighting the lizardmen in case we get the talisman and can't pick it up. That'd make me sad. So we are done here. We talked to somebody about how many lizardmen we killed? Something over here? I think that's the thing. Now that tells you how many people are inside. You have to talk to somebody down here. Don't go that way. Okay. Can't go that way. Anybody else don't have MacLeod? Doesn't really matter. Not important. I've got items to unlock. For our Y unlock, I'm going to see if this works right. Nature Rune. Purchase for 191. And you longbow. Purchase for 511. Alk. We made 66 coins. That's profitable magic right there. So that is what we are going to be doing. I need magic experience. I'm always glad to have some more money. So let us do what we need to do here. Each of those was roughly 1,000. So we can't buy too many of these at once. How many want to buy? What do you? How many of these can we do in total? Let's figure it out. Let's get some information here. History. Let's pop open a calculator. Why not? Here, check out this calculator. Ain't that something? 191 plus 511, 702 coins. We have 198,000 coins. 702. We can buy 282 at a time. So it's going to take a few rounds through this. Probably just buy like, well, we can just, it depends if it's the exact same number, but let's get 275. Then we need that money back probably. To buy the longbows. Ye longbows. Nope. That's not right. That's not right. The buy limit of this is 18,000. That's plenty. That's a lot. My goodness. 275 of these. And there we go. So this should make us money. With instant buy prices and still a 66 GP margin, I think we're pretty much good to go. So I'm going to alk all these longbows, buy more longbows, alk those, buy more, alk those, buy more, alk those. And based on the number I'm seeing for total alks we need for our gold level, probably one or two more times of that, but this is the problem when you're sitting with limited starter funds. But overall, this is pretty good. Money, experience. Glad that I unlocked nature runes. This is going to work perfectly. One more. High alchemy. There is 60 magic. We can charge earth orbs, use the Thermeron scepter, get bones to peaches. But obviously those are not what we're looking for at level 60. We are headed to the mage arena. Here we are at the mage arena. We've got our 60 magic, and we are ready. Maybe. It all depends on whether or not we can manage to safe spot this. Because you might have noticed we have 23 prayer, and protect from magic is 37. And our only prayer training method is either burying regular bones or running them all the way to the Chaos Altar, which is not great. Neither of those are great. So I'm going to try. I looked up a guide, and then somebody said it doesn't work, but then they said it did work. So let's do this. Here's Collodion. And then we run over here. Don't know why it hit me so hard there. Okay, this is looking like this might actually work. Now, there's also a possibility that people could PK me while this is going on. So that's another thing to be concerned about. Because I'm not being currently attacked by Collodion. But even if somebody kills me, we're only risking like 7k, so that's fine. We just need to hope that none of his transforming into different forms gets him out from behind this skeleton. Because that would be problematic. I don't know what I don't know what his max hits are, but probably a lot. Really was not expecting that 20 earlier. Don't know what that was about, really. But this is working pretty well. Hopefully we brought enough casts, too. So as we could flick Mystic Will here. Give us a little bit of a bonus. Because there's not much else we can do to influence this fight here. Right, he turns into a giant spider. Foolish mortal, I am unstoppable, he says, while still stuck. Okay, this is looking like this is going to work out, so I'll be back when this is either over or something horrible happens. Okay. Looks like everything worked out for us here. Goodbye, Collodion. Hello, Collodion. We did it. I'm truly a worthy battle mage. And by that he means, congratulations, you managed to hide behind a skeleton. The real question here is he a worthy battle mage? Sure doesn't seem like it. Incapable of attacking people with magic. I think that's like the main requirement for being a battle mage. Attacking people with magic. I don't know. Not my place to judge, I suppose. We're going to be taking the Zamorak Cape. I might as well grab a whole bunch of them. Not that I really expect to lose them, but it's just an inconvenience to have to walk back over here. Might as well just grab ourselves all the Zamorak Capes we could ever hope to have. Just want an inventory of Zamorak Capes for no reason. Also, it'll stop them from putting the Zamorak staff in my inventory, if that's the thing that happens when you try to leave. I think you need to talk to this guy to get your free staff. But I don't want that. One, because it's not very useful. And two, because we can't unlock another thing that starts with Z right now. I'm just here for the capes. And what a cape it is. Got one of these. Put the rest in the tab. Another plus 10 magic accuracy. And then in the defense category, plus 10 magic defense. Ooh. Let's see if that's just strictly better than the Ham Cloak. Ah, Ham Cloak. Ham Cloak has better ranged defense. Okay. So, if I'm fighting someone with ranged, Ham Cloak time. Otherwise, it's Zamorak Cloak Cape time. So, okay. Sure. Not many things have ranged attacks, though, so... An additional stab and crush defense, and all that magic defense. What looks better with full void melee? The ham cloak or the Zamrak cape? Questions no one's ever asked before. Oh, it also matches with my kite shield, so that's another thing to be aware of. The magic setup's looking pretty normal. With the bonus Void Knight gloves, I suppose. And the melee setup is looking fabulous. We already saw the range setup earlier. That was... It's something. It's definitely something. We fully retired the Khazard helmet. I guess if we really needed to tank, we could bring out the Zamri plate legs, but honestly, the difference isn't huge. And we lose the whole void melee bonus, so. Looking good. Looking real good. If this didn't work, there was plenty of other things to choose to start with Z, but I'm glad this did work out for us. Really nice cape to have. Just all over. We're not going to be able to do Mage Arena 2 for quite some time, even ignoring the fact we don't have 75 magic, because we would need to unlock all 3 capes, all 3 staves. We would need to get blood runes, and probably fire runes, now that I think about it. Because I think we have to wield the staff. So that would mean we wouldn't be able to use the fire staff. So there'd be a, and then we need to worry about the all the pieces of Mage Arena 2, which is even more items. But that's not a huge problem. Honestly, the regular Zamrak cape's probably good enough for anything that we're going to get up to, so I'm pretty happy with how things are going. As far as stats are concerned, they're still there. We did some impromptu crafting and farming training. That's pretty much all we got accomplished. Unlocked a few new things, got more progress in Zaya and a few quests. Got the Amulet of Glory. That's an obvious help for everything that we do. But yeah. Let's check the total bank value. We'll probably be done here. Total bank value is 3,080,000. But if we ignore the marks of grace, it's really 1,080,000. Yeah, that's good though. That's a 1 mil bank right there. Pretty solid. And also, it's an absolute disaster, which I am going to be fixing. As fun as having all the placeholders is, it's really not too useful. I am going to keep the items that we get per episode in their own tab, but this will be the last time that our bank is this much of a disaster. So let's just go over the rounds. Here's everything from round 1, everything from round 2, everything from round 3. Well, everything from round 2 except for coin pouches, everything from round 3, and everything from round 4 except for the Orb of Protection, which we failed to bank placeholder, but now that doesn't really matter since we're getting rid of the placeholders anyway. So when you next see this bank, it's going to have probably way less items in it, honestly. We're probably going to sell off the things we don't immediately need, unbanked placeholder things that we're not going to have any more of ever. Overall, though, I'd say this is going pretty good. For only having access to just over 100 of the items in the entire game. Not doing too shabby. Should be finishing a few more quests next round. Getting us closer to more skill unlocks, area unlocks. All sorts of good stuff. Next time. Goodbye.